Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Good morning and welcome to INCRadio, Washington, D.C. Satellite Studio. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we cannot wait to greet everyone in our live chat this morning. We are so happy to be back, and we're excited to share our final stop of the Washington, D.C. road trip series with you here in Temple Hills, Maryland. And joining us this morning, we actually have Sister Elisa Mojica, who is a Temple Hills native. So good morning, Sister Elisa. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Sister Laura J. And those tuning in this morning, I am doing well. How about you, Sister?
I'm also doing amazing. Like I said, I'm so happy to be back with INCRadio Washington, D.C. And I'm excited to go and tour around Temple Hills with you this morning. So I have a question for you. How long have you been in Temple Hills?
So I was born and raised here in Temple Hills. So I am 23 right now. So I've been in Temple Hills for 23 years.
That is so awesome. And I know that, Temple Hills, it's like the mother locale of our district. And we host a lot of amazing and very memorable church activities here. So I want to ask you if you have any favorite core childhood memories from your time here in Temple Hills.
Yes, I think, growing up here, it's already like a favorite memory to share because I grew up with so many people and we're all just here, like growing up, knowing each other and how we are as an individual. And it's a pretty good bond. And one of my favorite core memories, I was actually still been heat. It was back in 2016. We had the INC Kids on tour and it was held in the Temple Hills compound.
I remember that activity. That activity really was so fun because we gathered all of the CWS or Children's Worship Service members in the district and we all put on, these musical performances. We got to meet Sweetie the Lamb, who was amazing to meet. We're so glad that they got to visit us here in Washington, D.C. And we actually got to see her again when we hosted our Time to Draw activity earlier this year. So Isn't it crazy how we got to see her when we were CWS, Benhi, and now even Kadiwa, right?
All right. And I know we're looking forward to another.
We're looking forward to completing to visiting Sweetie or meeting Sweetie when we're booklet, aren't we? So for everyone's awareness, we have the Christian family organizations in the Church of Christ. So as we mentioned, Benhi is when you are baptized, but under 18 years old. And then Kadiwa is when you're 18 years old and older, but unmarried. And then, as Sister Larson mentioned, Buklod is when you are married in the Church of Christ. So we are excited to talk about, what places we love to tour and visit here in Temple Hills. But before we jump into our main discussion, feel free and don't forget to drop any of your special greetings in our live chat for a chance to be featured in today's episode. Also, let us know what your favorite memories are in Temple Hills or what are your places to visit in the Temple Hills area. But before we even get into tourist attractions, I would just like to say that one of my favorite places to visit in Temple Hills is, of course, the Temple Hills Chapel. It's just so beautiful. And like Sister Lisa mentioned, for those who grew up here, it just feels like home. But one of the main places that we love to visit here in Temple Hills is the National Harbor. So at the National Harbor, it's actually a waterfront getaway where you can go shopping. There's a lot of restaurants, food, family-friendly activities, all of those things. But most importantly, there's very, very beautiful views. So, Sister Lisa, have you ever been to the National Harbor?
Yes, I have, but not a lot because I feel like once you live in a certain location, when there's a tourist spot, it's like, it's just there all the time. You don't even feel like visiting just because you see it every day low key. But yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I completely get it. We visit it a lot, and whenever you're driving, you kind of pass by it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's really cool because you get to see it, but then when you actually go into it, you realize that there's so much to offer in there. You realize, oh, I didn't know this restaurant was here. I didn't know this shopping center was here, or this one of my favorite stores is here. So, what's your favorite place to visit within the National Harbor?
So I've been to a couple restaurants. I've been to this Indian restaurant. I just can't remember the name right now, but their food is pretty good. I recommend it if you like trying new foods, like, from different cultures. And I've also tried Italian with my friends. I feel like their pizza was pretty good. I like that soft crust, in my opinion. I think everyone should give it a try. And you can also eat outside with, the view of the wheel, the water, and also the bridge.
That's awesome. And I know in the pictures that we see, the National Harbor actually also showcases a lot of appreciation for our service members, those who served in the military. We have the flags at the Union Tower here that's being shown. And then we have, I believe these are like just statues of different service members from different branches of the military, honoring them. It is the National Harbor after all,
Hmm.
thanking them for their service and whatnot. What you mentioned, the bridge, it's a very, very beautiful view overlooking the water. You get to see all the boats. It's a very nice place to walk around, especially if the weather is
Yes.
nice. And they have a lot of events and activities there. Like I said, family fun. They have children's games there. They have things like a water lantern festival. And what we're seeing in our pictures right now is actually the Capitol Wheel, which is probably the main attraction in the National Harbor. The Capitol Wheel is a 180-foot observation wheel where you can see the views of the entire DMV area or the DC, Maryland, Virginia city skyline. And we actually had an activity there in the 109th celebration of the anniversary of the church, right, Sister Elisa?
Yes. So last year, 2023, the whole district was able to celebrate the 109th anniversary, and we all met up at the National Harbor to see the Ferris wheel change its colors to our colors. And it was a very memorable moment because we were all there to celebrate our anniversary, and the best part, we were able to be together, you reunite with our friends, we haven't seen in a while, like, a little bit of catching up. I remember we stayed there for hours just talking to each other.
That's so amazing. And you guys got to watch the sunset on the National
Yes.
Harbor on the water. And then, like you mentioned, the Capitol Wheel, the lights on the Capitol Wheel actually changed to the colors of our flag in the Church of Christ, the green, white, and red in celebration of the 109th anniversary, right? So that must have been amazing. And I believe the Capitol Wheel actually also did a post on it promoting that it was an
Yeah.
activity for the church. So that was super cool. And I'm sure all of the people who were there just exploring, shopping, spending time with their families there, I'm sure they all saw it as well. And they saw the large group there.
Yeah,
And,
we even wore red, white, and green. So it's like whenever you would spot that color, like, oh yeah, Washington,
they're from the Church of Christ. There's a lot
unstoppable.
of us. Right, right. So, I mean, that was super cool. And like you said, you got to catch up with friends. Honestly, I bet, was the weather nice that day? It was kind of summer, right?
Ooh, actually, the weather, it was really humid. I felt very sticky, but it was the sunset that made it all up for us. It was really pretty that day.
It was worth it for the memories. And I know that you
Hmm.
guys were all able to, there's the sunset right there. And you can actually see our colors on the light. I think it became more prominent too when the sun was fully set and you could really see the lights
Hmm.
popping. But I know that there it is, right? Like you mentioned, you guys were wearing green, white, and red. So that must have been so cool to just see everyone there and
Hmm.
spend time with them. But yeah, and then this, I believe you took this picture, right, Sister Liza?
Yes, my friends and I went on the wheel, like literally inside the Ferris wheel, and I think it's a good time to ride the Ferris wheel during sunset or at nighttime because nighttime there's a lot of lights you can see from up top, and you can also see the bridge from the other side. And of course, you can never go wrong with a pretty sunset up there.
Right. Ah, man, I wish I was able to see it. I've actually never been on the Capitol Wheel, but it's one of my bucket list items. I hope that I'm able to view the sunset and see the city lights because city lights are probably my most favorite thing in the world to see. So, in addition to all of that, there's also the Gaylord National Resort and Convention Center. And some of the images that were playing earlier, you could see like there was this atrium. Basically, it's like an indoor atrium that has like an oasis of trees and plants and running water and whatnot. But it has floor to ceiling windows, and even the ceiling is just completely glass so that you can see all of the natural light coming through. And when you're in there, it's kind of like you feel like you're in a little garden outdoors,
Yes.
air conditions. So it's really comfortable. Have you ever been there, Sister Liza?
I've been a couple times, but I was able to stay there for a few hours with my friend. Shout out to Sister Faith. We studied together and we decided to go there for a few hours to get our stuff done. And it's very pretty if you love working near a window with natural lighting because you're going to feel more awake. You're going to feel the energy of wanting to do your assignments more, and the surroundings are really good. There's like a coffee spot, and like you just see people doing their thing, their little meetings, their laptops with them. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know that remote work is so common here in our area in the, the DC metro area. So like virtual or not virtual, but public workspaces is something that I see very often in this area, right? Like being able to go to a coffee shop or anywhere with a table and an outlet, right? So you can do just kind of get out of your home office, or for the students, maybe the silence of a library gets a little unmotivating at times, and you just want to be able to see, trees and nature and beautiful sights and beautiful
Yeah,
views while you're
correct.
studying.
Yeah. So I'm since I'm all online, I don't like being at home when I do work. So it's like I have to force myself to go out there. So, if you're not in the mood to do assignments in that moment, you have the chance to walk around because it's a national harbor, there's other spots to visit for even just a little bit. And also, even like on a random day, you can just hang out with your friends and sit down and talk and spend that quality time with them.
I 100% agree. And like what you mentioned, especially if you're studying for long hours or working for long hours, there are ways to take a break, right? We always recommend people to take a break when they're studying. And I feel like most people will gravitate towards scrolling for 5 minutes,
Hmm.
which is a break. But if you study in a public space, especially one as beautiful as the National Harbor, you can always take an active break. Can always take a walk, 5 to 10 minute walk, and then just like visit the area, look, get some fresh air, and then maybe you got that blood flowing, you got that oxygen and the sunlight and everything. So maybe that can help you recharge and refocus when you get back to your study or work session. So I would highly recommend visiting there. And then, like you said, spending quality time with your friends and your family, especially when family comes to visit. I will always take them to the National Harbor so that, we can just walk around and enjoy the view, enjoy the sights, especially when there's events there. I think we mentioned like there's like a lantern festival. Sometimes they
Oh
do like
yeah.
water lanterns, like in some like what happens in the movies, where you can like it's a very reflective experience where they provide you with the lanterns and all the materials to make them, and then you just you'll write whatever or draw a design on the lantern and then maybe set it into the water or set it free into the air, and like that's something that's really cool that happens there. I know they do movies on the lawn sometimes.
Mhm. For free.
Yeah, for free. You just bring the family, set up a picnic, you bring like a picnic blanket, some snacks. Like that was something that I've always wanted to do with my family.
Mhm. Yes, there's definitely a lot to visit. Um, Not even like the National Harbor, but all around the area. So, you see the bridge, you can cross the bridge and you'll see you have more stuff to visit.
Yeah, on the left side of the bridge you can see a body of water, and on the right side of the bridge you can also see a body of water. It's really amazing. I love to visit the bridge though. It is a very pretty bridge. But anyways, there are also lots of shopping centers, like we said, lots of places for the kids, and for parents alike, and just really anyone who wants to have fun at the National Harbor. So, thank you so much for joining us throughout our entire INC Radio Washington, D.C. road trip series, and especially tuning into this finale episode today as we explored all of the sights of the beautiful Temple Hills, Maryland. Now, let's check out some of our greetings in our YouTube chat this morning. Let's see. Good morning to everyone. Sister Grace Galarpe, Sister Perla Rolente says, Happy Saturday po, dear brethren and friends. Hashtag Temple Hills, hashtag Washington, D.C. Thank you po to INCRadio. Christina Lazaro says, Good morning po, brethren. Happy Saturday from the local congregation of Bowie. Lizo Soriano says, Good morning, brethren, from Bowie. Again, from Christina Lazaro says, Good morning and happy viewing po to our head deacon, Brother Ting Hayag of Bowie. Kalenda Gala says, A blessed morning, Washington, D.C., Mid-Atlantic. God bless po from Baltimore and Harrisburg worship service. Joseph Soteria says, Good morning po to our brethren in the District of Washington, D.C. Happy weekend po. We have so many greetings from Bowie this morning. Thank you for tuning in from Bowie, everyone. William Barrera says, Greetings and good morning to all the brethren. Happy viewing from Baltimore. Ka Danilo Yumo says, Good morning to all. Happy watching. Greetings from the local congregation of Bowie. Grace Galarpe says, Happy 7th anniversary for the local congregation of Anne Arundel. Ka Richard Soterio says, Good morning, brethren, and happy viewing. We have greetings from Baltimore, from Bowie, from Washington, D.C., and Temple Hills. Ka Francis Valencia says, Good morning and hello to the Unstoppable Washington, D.C. satellite studio. Thank you for viewing, and happy viewing to everyone watching, tuning in from all the way from Silicon Valley, California. And I guess the local congregation of Gilroy. Thank you for tuning in this morning po. We have greetings from Winchester and more Bowie, so many Bowie. And then Sister Alexis Mira says, We are Book Lord. Congratulations on being Book Lord. Okay. Sister Lizelle Ramirez says, The Temple Hill Sanctuary is so iconic. I completely agree. Personally, all of the weddings that I've ever attended have been in the local congregation of Temple Hills. I dream of getting married there one day as well. PB says, Good morning po to all our hardworking teachers from Bowie, Sis Christina, Sis Liesel, Sis Myrna, Sis Roxanne, Sis Melanie, and Sister Kathy. Thank you po for teaching the youth of the world. Brother Danilo Yumo says, Good morning po, Sister Christy, Sister Lizelle, Brother PB, Brother Bruce, and Brother Joshua, also from Bowie. I think Bowie might win an award for being so active in our YouTube chat every time we have INCRadio Washington, D.C. Brother Ed Ignacio says, Shout out to all the brethren in the Unstoppable District of Washington, D.C. Let's see. Wow, so many greetings. Oh, Mario Oka says, Good evening here in the Philippines and stay safe, brethren. Greetings from the locale of Brixtonville, District of Caloocan North. And then, oh wow, howdy from Fort Worth, South Central States. When I visit Temple Hills, my favorite thing to do is visit with my friends, the Luna. That's from Arnie Jane. And that the Lunas actually were featured on INCRadio Washington, D.C. when we did a Unity Games recap not too long ago. So I hope you tuned into that. But if you missed it, you can always check back in our playlist. Okay, let's see. More greetings. I want to know, I know that we talked about all of our favorite places, so I want to know what everyone else's favorite places as well are to visit. Cida Velasco says, Belated birthday greetings to our hardworking resident minister, Brother Len DeGala from Baltimore. Happy belated birthday po. Justin Talioga says, I'm someone who likes taking in a view, so I'd love to visit the Capitol Wheel. We'd love to have you visit the Capitol Wheel as well. Okay. Brother Shah Jahan Mohammed says, Fort Washington Park is a great place to go with my family. There's a nice trail to go along and even go biking. PB from Bowie says, Never been to the Capitol Wheel. We're scared of heights, but it looks nice to take pics from atop. I think Sister Lisa might be able to speak more on this, but I'm pretty sure that it's a pretty secure, like, gondola, right? Like, you won't,
Yes,
right?
but I've been with people that are like scared of heights as well. And once you reach the top, it is, it does kind of swing a little bit, but you'll be good. There's an emergency button up top, so.
Oh, good. Perfect. So if you're scared of heights, maybe sit next to the emergency button. Or maybe don't sit next to, maybe put someone next to the emergency button who's not afraid of heights so that, no one hits the emergency button unless it's an actual emergency.
Mhm.
Okay. M. Jefferson says, years ago, my sister and I did a staycation spa weekend at the National Gaylord. We had a great time and her children enjoyed their indoor swimming pool. I did see the indoor swimming pool. It looks beautiful. And they also have like water fountains outside that kids can play in and whatnot. And lots of nice views that you can, take in while you're swimming or while you're watching your kids swim. Brother Matt Carl Talon says, my favorite place to go in Temple Hills is Auntie Boba. So greetings from Corpus Christi, and thank you, Ka Archie, for tuning in. We miss you so much in Washington, D.C. Sister Alexis Mira says, if you need physical therapy, come to the National Medical Rehabilitation. Lots of Temple Hills brethren love it here. Thank you so much for that plug. Anyone who needs, physical therapy, definitely check out the National Medical Rehabilitation Center. Okay, I will accomplish my goals taking each step one day at a time. Thank you, Sister Grace, for that as well. Let's see. Okay, good morning, brethren. From Darcy Dave Moreno, we say, good morning, brethren, and happy anniversary to the local of Anne Arundel and Simon, Maddie, and Nico of Anne Arundel. Thank you so much, everyone, for all of your special greetings and for all of your engagements in our chat. We always love hearing from you, and we always love being able to feature everyone in our shows. So with that, now for our CFO in action and unstoppable highlights, let's check out all of our recent activities in the District of Washington, D.C. On Friday, August 23, members of the Kadiwa and Binhi organizations across the District of Washington, D.C. gathered in Temple Hills for the Courtship, Love, and Marriage Seminar. This open forum question-style seminar featured a panel of ministers and ministerial workers who answered the questions of the youth regarding courtship, love, and marriage. On Friday, August 23rd, Washington, D.C. representatives participated in the Regional Pasugo Quiz. Participants enjoyed learning about the history and accomplishments of the Church of Christ and putting their knowledge to the test amongst families across the region. On Sunday, August 25, the Christian Brotherhood International and Binhi organization celebrated all the unstoppable 2024 graduates in the District of Washington, D.C. during the Baccalaureate and Binhi Recognition Day activities. With musical performances, graduate speeches, food, and fun, our unstoppable students kick off the brand new school year through a celebration of their academic achievements. Awesome. And for our upcoming activities in the District of Washington, D.C. Okay, and for our upcoming activities in the District of Washington, D.C., we have our Subsea film showing tomorrow, Sunday, September 1, of the film Haligi, and this will be at Kenmore Middle School. So make sure you show up, and we are excited to see you all there. And then next week on INCRadio Washington, D.C., tune in for the recap of our favorite moments and memories throughout the entirety of our INC 110 celebration, as we also celebrate 15 years of Brother Eduardo V. Manalo's dynamic leadership in the Church of Christ. Saturday, September 7, 2024 at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. And following us today is INC Radio Florida at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And for their unstoppable support, we'd like to thank our INC Radio Washington, D.C. family for always supporting our broadcast, especially to our Subsea President, Brother Angelo Manalo, and of course, a very special greeting to our Executive Minister of the Church of Christ, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo. Thank you so much for tuning in to INC Radio Washington, D.C. Satellite Studio. Stay unstoppable.
Bye.
Bye. See you next week.
See ya.
Dry your hands using a clean towel or air dry them. Hello, I'm Sister Lillian Talmans, and here's how I brush my teeth as my mom taught me. Brushing your teeth after every meal or at least twice a day is another hygiene habit that everyone should have. Brushing your teeth is an important part of your dental care routine and help to prevent gum disease. Hi, I'm Katie Natividad. My mom taught me that before going to bed and after waking up in the morning, I should wash my face. I comb my hair every day so it always looks good. And I make sure my clothes are clean before I go to bed. Good night.
But it is right to show kindness.
You know what, Rye?
What was it? Yeah.
Hello, Earth to Ryan.
I'm so sorry. What's up?
I noticed you've been on your phone a lot lately,
Yeah, I've been really busy.
and I noticed it's been a while since you've caught up with me over phone call.
You're right. I'm sorry. I've just been busy. Like I said, family, work, so many things, life. When do you want me to call you?
How about sometime this week?
Okay, sure. I've been a bad friend. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
How has life been? Maybe I should call you next week.
Yes, like we
Okay.
discussed.
Yes, you're right.
You know, I totally understand that life gets busy, but it's still important to catch up with your friends and make time for that.
I know. That's true. I will do it. Thank you so much for reminding me. I feel like I need to remind myself and others too. I haven't caught up with a lot of people in my life.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
it's okay.
Thank you for the reminder.
You're welcome.
No matter how busy life gets, remember to communicate with your friends and family. You never know when they just need someone to talk to. This has been a reminder from INCRadio San Diego.
There are times we can't help but feel lonely as we walk the journey in this life. We carry the world on our shoulders, crossing every road, walking every path, away from people we love and those that we cherish. Our backs against the wall, we long for comfort, love, and care. But we will continue walking, hopes intact. Because no matter what, we will always serve God with cheerful hearts.
Buenos dias!
Buenos dias, Papa.
Maganda ang umaga natin kapag tayo ay sama-sama. Alams na. At tayo ay mag-aalamsal na. Pero manalangin muna tayo ha.
Alis na po ako ng maaga para hindi po malay sa class.
Oh, nakapanalangin ka na ba?
Opo, tapos na po.
Mabuti yan, anak. Huwag mong kakalimutan manalangin, lalo na at lalabas ka ng ating bahay na.
Opo, Mama. Diyos po.
Napakasarap sa pakiramdam na hindi nalilimutan ng ating anak ang mga pangaral na tinuturo natin sa kanya.
Tama ka. Alam mo, dapat patiyak na laging umasa at magtiwala sa magagawa ng ating Panginoong Diyos, ang ating anak.
The This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesianicristo.
And good morning, everyone, and welcome to INC Radio Florida. It's another beautiful sunny day